Okay, moving on to Margaret. Where'd you go, Margaret? Down here somewhere. It was a notebook page, right?
Yep.
What was the notebook page that she was asking about?
Jeez.
Oh, here it is. She described it thusly. Dave Sims' 8th Cerebus notebook covers Cerebus 70 through 79 and had 86 pages scanned in. Last July is when we last saw pages from it in layout for Cerebus number 73. Page 51 of the notebook has a listing of issue numbers, dates, potential titles, and bits and pieces of what would be in that issue, like issue 77, August, being called Odd Transformation, and the note, Asleep and Dreaming. And then you write, and the comments were anonymous. The issue 300 is close enough to Odd Transformation to make me wonder if there was an intention to foreshadow something of the end there. This is even before Alone, Unmourned, and Unloved. It's kind of tiny here for me. So I wrote issue 300 in one of the...
You wrote it near the line where it says Odd Transformations.
Okay. Asleep and Dreaming, right? Oh, and then there's issue 300 just over next to that.
Yeah.
If I did, I decided against it because I have a pretty good picture in my mind of Odd Transformations, and I think it was one of those, do I want to foreshadow Cerebus going towards the light in issue 300? And I think if I'm thinking of the right one, Odd Transformations, I think is the one with him walking towards a vanishing point and chess pieces are flying towards him. And I think that was what I opted for instead, was thinking that, yeah, I can foreshadow it, but how many, have you ever read an experience of that? Of someone having the near-death experience or knowing of the near-death experience and then actually dreaming it. And it's like, I couldn't remember any instance of that.
I only know of one, and that's Abraham Lincoln.
Really?
Abraham Lincoln apparently had a dream a few months before he was assassinated that he was in the White House and it was full of people. They were crying, and he asked the woman what was wrong, and she said the president has been shot. And he,
yeah, but that's not the going towards the light thing. That's what I'm talking about specifically. Gore Vidal had a dream that he was at the White House. He was the half brother-in-law of Jackie Kennedy, and he was at the White House and walked into a room, and Jackie was there, and her front was covered in blood, and she said, "What's to become of me?" So it's like, yeah, there are foreshadowing dreams like that about death and about death taking place. I'm talking about the after-death experience.
Other than in movies where they have somebody somebody in the story almost die, you're right. I don't think of any foreshadowing the after.
Right. I know I've never had that experience of your body, and there's a bright light, and you go towards the bright light, and all of the people that you knew when you were alive are in the bright light. So it was one of those, you don't want to do something particularly in foreshadowing that you don't have any kind of precedent for. It would be interesting to find out if there are precedents for that. I had that dream, and that's exactly what was happening in it, and I consciously thought, wow, I must be dead, because that's certainly the experience that people have when they do have the near-death experience is, oh my God, I've read descriptions of this, and this is exactly what's happening, which is why I've really got a bee in my bonnet about when that happens to you, instead of looking at the light or going towards the light, just kneel down and pray. And you might have to pray for, as it says in the Quran, a day or part of a day, but that's going to be your experience in the afterlife. You'll find out what you thought was a day or a part of a day was actually 700 years or 1,000 years, and now it's Judgment Day. So that's the best I can do on that one, and that brings it in for a landing at just about exactly 3 hours.
We gotta stop being such chatty Cathys.
We've got to. There's got to be a better way to build a railroad than this. I'm going to maybe I have to go completely backwards on what this was going to be in the first place, and say I'll type my answers and I'll just read them to you over the phone.
No,
that's not going to. Forget it. Okay, you have a good night, Matt.
You too, Dave. Talk to you next month.
Talk to you next month. Bye-bye.